Hi everyone, welcome back. I just wanted to let you know really quickly that I know I promised in the last video that we would be doing skincare favorites for this video, but instead I felt this was really important. I'm going to be sharing 20 tips and secrets, tricks, whatever you want to call them, that I personally use for depression, anxiety, things like that. It's been a rough year for everyone, and I felt that this was even more important to record this video. I will do skincare for sure in the next video, but I just, 2020's been rough for everyone, and I feel that, talking to friends and certain people, especially this week, I've realized that, you know what, it's time that we talk about it and see if we can help each other out in any way. Maybe certain people have secrets that I don't. I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychiatrist, but these are things that I've used that has helped me cope with certain things. Not only just this year, but, previous years. I've gone through it all. So believe me, I can touch on pretty much every single topic known to man. Sad to say, but true. Anyways, we'll just jump right into it because I know this is going to be a long video, but an important video. And I really hope that it does help someone. So if you have secrets or tips and tricks on what you do to help cope with your anxiety, depression, whatever it may be, comment below. It's important that we help each other out, especially during this time that it's very, unpredictable. Everybody's nervous. Everybody's going through a lot, financially, with the virus, whatnot. So anyways, sit back, relax, and grab some popcorn. It's going to be a long one, I'm sure. But yeah, let's just get right into it. Tip number one, the biggest thing I can tell you for a fact is if you want to start feeling better, you have to start surrounding yourself with better people. Unfortunately, that may mean cutting ties with toxic people, negative people, ones that are always complaining and ones that are always upset and sad. And it's great to help other people out, but you have to take care of yourself first and foremost as well. So, there's just certain people, especially right now, that everybody's so volatile and so hostile towards one another. If you see that that's affecting you negatively, then I would definitely suggest removing yourself from those type of people, at least right now. It's not good for your mental state. I know it's not good for mine. I've had to, even really great friends of mine that, I love helping people out. That's another great tip that I was going to share with you. It's a great way to not only distract yourself, but it makes you feel good to help other people out. But when it's just this constant negativity and this toxicity in your life that just pulls you down and sucks you down the drain with them, misery loves company, that saying, yeah. Believe me, there's many people out there, especially right now, that you just need to cut out of your life. And whether, what you can control, at work and things like that, it's very difficult. We have to deal with certain stressors in our life. That's just, the name of the game. We all have to deal with it. But if it's friends or if it's acquaintances or even people on Facebook and Twitter, whatever it may be, cut it out, snooze them, whatever you need to do. I don't, like I said in my last video, I think it's very immature to ghost people all of a sudden, things like that. It's a different story when it's affecting you and your mental state in a point of causing so much depression and anxiety in your life that it's making you start having problems on your everyday, day-to-day life, and it's affecting you. So the next tip I have is reading a good book, a happy book. One of my favorite authors right now is Jenna McCarthy. I will actually link her below. She writes a lot of family books, about her marriage, about her kids, very relatable stuff, but in such a funny way that it's, you know, a good read. She has, I think, I don't know, I've read like 5 of her books, but I'll list some of my favorites and I'll link them in the description bar for you. But whatever your favorite author is, you know, read a good book. Pick up a good book, you know. Number 3 kind of falls into the same category in a sense, journaling. I do it constantly, every single day. I know a lot of experts talk about this, but it's true. Journaling, writing things down, you know, it's a good way to get things off your chest, to kind of vent about what you're feeling inside. It's never good to keep it all bottled up, believe me, because then it's like Pandora's box. Eventually it's just gonna all explode, and it's probably gonna explode on the wrong person. Believe me, I've done that myself. But yeah, you know, pick yourself up a journal, very cheap, go to the dollar store, whatever, and, you know, write as much as you can. Try to write on a daily basis, and I usually write about my day, my thoughts, my fears, whatever, my venting about what happened that day. And then I'll try to write at least 3 things that I'm grateful for each day, which I'm sure everybody's heard that tip before as well, but it's very true. And we should all be grateful for things. If you're healthy, that's the biggest thing to be grateful for right now, especially. But it's so true. I will tell you, when I got sick with lupus, I didn't realize how important, you know, the small things that we take for granted in life. There's so much to be grateful for if you're just healthy. It's pretty sad that, you know, people don't realize that just waking up each day and not being in pain, chronic pain, and not, you know, being able to walk or feeling so sick that you can't eat for weeks at a time. Believe me, there's so many people out there dealing with things like that, trust me, be grateful of just your health. If that is the only thing that you can possibly think of to be grateful for, if you're having financial difficulties, if you're having problems with your boyfriend or your husband or your girlfriend, wife, whatever it may be, if you have your health, that's one thing, huge thing, believe me, to be very, very grateful and blessed for. Another thing is, you know, get creative and, you know, color, paint, cook if you like cooking. I'm not a big cook, as we all know, but yeah, definitely try to be creative with different things, and it's a good distraction as well. I even do crocheting. I know it sounds kind of grandma-ish, but you know what? I love it. And believe it or not, my grandmother did teach me how to crochet, and it's just relaxing, and it helps me just unwind, and I'm focusing on something, but I'm also just relaxed as I'm doing it. So you know what? I mean, whatever helps you get through the day, whatever you're good at, you know, try to do. The next thing is self-care. Very, very important. I know that we all say, you know, we don't have time for this, we don't have time for that, our lives are so busy, blah, blah, blah. It is so important to take time for yourself. Whether that is, you know, playing with makeup, you know, curling your hair, shaving your legs, you know, putting on your favorite lotion. Just take time for yourself, you know, pamper yourself a little bit, you know, paint your nails if you're too scared to go to the nail salon right now. I understand. I actually just got mine done, believe it or not. They are very careful wearing masks. They even have these like shield things up between yourself and the nail person, technician, sorry, that's the word. And you know, you got to take care of yourself. You know, when you look good, you feel good. And it's so true. You know, sometimes even though we're in quarantine, there's no reason not to dress up every once in a while just to make yourself feel good. You know what I mean? So it's a big thing. The next thing is listen to happy, upbeat music. I'm telling you, music is the key to happiness. I love dancing personally, as you guys know, as a professional dancer. So anytime I'm in a bad mood or I just feel kind of bummed or whatnot, I'll put on some upbeat music, whatever that may be, and I'll just start dancing around my house as I'm cleaning and singing along with the lyrics, even though I cannot sing for crap, but that's okay. You get the idea. That's why even if you go on my Instagram, you'll see like little clips of me singing along as I'm curling my hair at my vanity. It just helps, you know, boost your mood and, you know, get you like happy and feeling a little bit better. And I do notice a complete change when I'm listening to something sad or, you know, kind of down and out and dramatic. And, you know, it's weird. It's the same thing with my next tip, watching happy movies. You know, when you're watching happy movies and you're laughing and you're, you know, just laughter is so important. But, you know, you ever notice that when you're watching a sad movie or even a sad commercial, all of a sudden you may even cry, you know, and it gets you emotional and it gets you kind of down and out and maybe even thinking of, you know, certain triggers in your life that might make you depressed or even more anxious and things like that. I know I'm not a big fan of horror movies. My daughter loves them, but yeah, they kind of freak me out. So I try to stay away from that, especially at night. I mean, we'll go and do a good thriller around Halloween time. I'll give her that because that is her favorite holiday, and I know it's many people's favorite holiday. So we'll have our horror night movie watch time around Halloween. But yeah, other than that, I like my romantic comedies and, you know, I do like my dramas, but you got to be in the right mood for it. But anyway, funny movies and TV shows, you know, YouTube channels, prank channels, like we said before in our last video. So important. Laughter, laughter, laughter is key. Next item, exercise. I know everybody says it and I know we all dread it. It sucks getting on that treadmill and, you know, doing crunches or whatever, but you know what? Make it fun. When I'm on the treadmill, I'll either play my favorite music or we have a TV above our treadmill. If you don't have a treadmill, I understand, you know, go for a walk and just put your earbuds in or whatever you have, listen to music and, you know, just kind of make it fun, you know. And but yeah, I will watch my favorite TV show or whatnot. Next thing you know, I've been working out for half an hour. It's like blowing on by, but the endorphins itself, it really does work. I mean, I was shocked myself. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm not working out because, oh, endorphins make you happy. It really does. I'm not a doctor, but trust me, it works for me, and I've heard it work for so many other people. So just give it a try. And not only that is you'll feel better. Like all of a sudden, you know, both me and my husband started dropping the pounds and, you know, our clothes fit better. And again, look better, you feel better. I know it sounds totally vain and ridiculous, but it's true, you know? So another secret is scents. It's weird. You ever notice how some scents make you really happy and maybe it even brings you back to a certain, you know, childhood memory that was happy for you, or, you know, just certain scents actually do psychologically, from what I've read and heard, and I took psychology in college, so yeah, I know that scents actually trigger a part of the brain that makes you happy or it can make you energetic, or it actually can help a little bit with things like I suffer from migraines. So you know, things like lavender and mint are actually very calming and soothing. If you have an oil diffuser, I would say use one of that. Candles, I love candles, like I'm sure many of you. The ones that I've been burning in my house lately are the Bath and Body Works Marshmallow Fireside. I mean, I collect these damn things. It's ridiculous. I probably have like 20 candles in my house right now, but you know, it's just a soothing, you know, scent that just calms me down. It makes me feel more refreshed. It just makes me feel, you know, better and more happy. And my next tip is dim lighting. Believe it or not, like I told you in my last video, yes, I am a sucker for those fairy lights and those like little LED battery operated, you know, candles or whatever. I'll turn off all the lights in my house and I will just have the little battery operated fairy lights or LED lights, whatever you want to call them. And I'll have them in my living room as I'm watching a movie or just relaxing with my husband and talking or whatnot. And I notice that it makes me feel very, very calm and relaxed and just peaceful, you know? So anyways, the next thing, organize your home. Oh, I cannot tell you. I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but when my house is clean and our car is clean, or just if everything around me is organized, I'm a little OCD, but if everything around me is organized and in its place and cleaned up, I feel so much better. I don't know, like chaos around me makes my brain feel like it's gonna explode. Like it's so stressful, you know, already living in a very chaotic world. The last thing that I want is to come home to a mess. I know a lot of us have younger children and things like that, but I mean, if you're organized and you have those, you know, different organizers for their toys and for their crayons or whatever, get creative with it. And that way you can also, you know, they have their space and you have the rest of your house is looking clean and organized the best that it can, you know, within reason. We all have different, you know, lifestyles that we have to deal with. You know, some people may have 6 kids and it's like impossible to keep anything clean. I understand that, believe me. But I mean, even if it's your bedroom, that's your sanctuary, that's like clean. I think that's my most important thing is my bedroom. It has to be like my serenity place that I go. And, you know, my bed is always made, you know, I just do it first thing in the morning so it's done out of the way. And, you know, I just try to keep everything clean. I tell my husband, there's no eating in the bed. Like, no, because I got a big thing about bugs. That's a whole nother story. But you know what I'm saying? Like, just everything needs to be at least neat and calm and pretty in my bedroom. So that way, not only do I sleep better, that's another tip is sleeping. It's so important. I'm telling you, I have huge insomnia problems. But, you know, getting 6 to 7 hours sleep, we all know if we haven't gotten enough sleep, we're cranky. I'm a total bitch when I haven't had enough sleep. Excuse my language, but it's true. We all are. We're beasts when we haven't had enough sleep. And that's not good for your health. And then you start feeling crappy. And then, you know, it just rolls into the next. Then you get more depressed and more stressed out just because you feel crappy. And a lot of times it's simply because we are not getting enough rest. We're not getting the sleep that we need. I'm sure we're all guilty of it, you know. When I was working 80 hours a week, it was next to impossible for me to get 6 to 7 hours of sleep, but especially good sleep. So, you know, I've learned to sleep with, we actually have a sound machine that helps me a little bit. We've got the silk pillows, we've got the darkened blinds, especially since I do suffer from migraines and things like that. But shut the TV off, shut the phones off, you know, don't watch news or, you know, be on social right before bedtime, because you will have an even harder time sleeping. So, you know, just try to make it a very calming environment for you, whatever works best for you. And yeah, try to catch up on your sleep. It's important. And on the weekends, if you can nap, take a nap. Who cares? There is no shame in taking a nap. I love taking a nap now. But anyways, the next tip is try to get massages, if it's like with your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend. Me and my husband will try to do it like once a week at least, you know, give each other, like, you know, even if it's a 10-minute massage. We even have like these little roller massagers that we can give to ourselves. It's just relaxing and calming. And if it's not even a massager, I'm gonna link this. It's actually called Happy Wraps. I love this. Okay, so again, I suffer from migraines, as you know. You can heat this up in the microwave or put it in the freezer and just put it around your neck, or like I will put it behind my head and lean back on the couch with it. And one, it helps my headaches. Two, it's scented with like lavender and everything, so it's very relaxing. I think they're like $10 on Amazon. I will link these for you as well, and they come in an array of different colors, as well as the like sleeping eye mask. So it's just a great way to unwind and relax. So anyways, yeah, they work great, I'm telling you. Next tip is learn something new. You know what? We're in quarantine right now. A lot of us are, and we do have the time. A lot of us are working from home. A lot of us are laid off, sadly. But you know what? That's causing more and more depression and anxiety. A great distraction is to learn something new. You know, say you always wanted to learn how to crochet, or you always wanted to learn how to like cook a certain dish, or you wanted to learn photography, or my God, on YouTube, I swear I've learned so many things. It's unbelievable. That's part of the reason I started this channel, honestly. It's not only because I wanted to help other people out with different things, but I also wanted to share like tips and tricks and things that I've learned throughout my life. And you know, it's a great resource. It really, really is. So, you know, utilize it. It's free. Go on YouTube and learn something new that you've always wanted to. You know, I mean, you're always good at something. The next thing, change the channel in your mind. And when I say that, change the channel in your mind, okay, I call it going down the rabbit hole. Many people call it like spiraling. If I find myself starting to sit there and dwell and just like sink down into a deep depression and you know, start thinking very negatively, you know, I just had a bad day or a bad week and things just aren't going right in my life, I will just try to change the channel in my mind. You know, you got to pump those brakes before, like I say, you go down the full rabbit hole, you know what I mean? And that doesn't mean, you know, nobody's happy all the time. That's fake. You know, you see these people even on YouTube like, hey, you know, everything's wonderful. And they're all like, ding. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Let's be real. It's hard. Life is hard. I tell my kid this all the time. And it only gets harder. It only gets harder. Some of us have lucky breaks. Some of us, you know, have a lifetime of hard roads. But you know what? It makes you stronger. But just don't sit and dwell in that. You know, I even tell my husband when he starts to spiral, and it's helped him as well. You know, pull yourself out of it before you go all the way down, because once you go all the way down that rabbit hole, it's very, very hard to pick yourself back up again. you do have a certain amount of control over your own thoughts and your own ways of thinking and your own perceptions of life, you know, things around you. Again, be grateful for what you do have, not what you don't have, or what somebody else has, you know. That's the problem with society a lot of times these days is, you know, not to rant, but we're always looking in other people's backyards. Oh, look what they have, and I don't have that. Or they have a better job, a better paying job than I do. Or I got laid off and they're still working, and, you know, this, that, and the other thing. Yes, it's hard. I get it. I really understand that 100%. But if we let all of that stuff just rattle in our brains, I am telling you, it will tear you apart. And, you know, next thing you know, it's gets so bad that sometimes you end up needing hospitalizations. You can become clinically depressed to where it becomes a serious danger, like suicidal danger. And that's another reason I'm making this video, because I do know of people personally that have committed suicide. It's very scary. It's a very serious thing. I'm actually going to link the suicide hotline in the description bar for anybody that does need to talk to somebody. You know, I don't want to make this video sad, negative thing, but it's a real thing and something that should be discussed. So I just want to make sure that everybody keeps a good mental state, and if I can help anybody out, I'm happy to do so. You know, I'm not Dr. Phil, but I definitely have learned a lot of things, and I don't want to go into my personal life story too much in detail. Maybe it will at one point. You know, if you guys want me to go into further detail about my own experiences with depression and anxiety, I will. You know, I'm an open book about a lot of things. So if it's able to help other people, I'm more than happy to share. So there it is. Find time for your hobbies. If you absolutely love to, you know, garden or paint or color, I'm one of those weirdos that, I don't want to say weirdos, that's terrible. Okay, not weirdos. I'm one of those people that enjoys coloring or painting. You know, I will color with the kids, like, you know, pulling out the coloring books. It's just relaxing to me. I don't know what it is, but it's anything creative I love, and I've always been that way. So, you know, again, find that distraction that you really like doing. And another thing is, you know, helping others out and donating your time. You know, I know we don't have a lot of time. I keep saying this over and over again. I get it. But I've donated at food pantries. I've donated and volunteered my time at shelters and soup kitchens. And there's usually one always in your local area, whether it's a local city nearby. All you have to do is look it up online, and they are always looking for volunteers. Not only are you helping somebody else, but you're also, and doing a good thing, obviously, for society, but you're also, you know, taking your own crap aside, pushing it aside, and helping somebody else that is in even bigger need, probably, than yourself. You know, I know we all love to constantly consume ourselves with, oh, what's happening to me? My problems, my problems, my problems. But you know what? It's not always about you, and it can't always be about you. You know, yes, you have to take care of yourself, and yes, you know, you come first, but I'm telling you, it makes you feel so good when you lend a hand and you help out others that are less fortunate than yourselves, because believe me, there's a lot of people out there. Even when you think that you have it really bad, there's 10 million other people that have it 1,000 times worse. So just always try to keep that in mind. I tell my husband that, and I tell my kids that, and I tell my friends that, whoever can listen. Believe me, my favorite saying is, it can always be worse. It's so true. Even me, when I was sick as a dog, when I first found out that had lupus and I was going to have this disease for the rest of my life, I said to myself, well, guess what? It can always be worse. I could literally be dying right now or have, a couple months to live. So I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy the time that I have on this earth, and I'm going to enjoy my loved ones, my kids, and what I do have, and be grateful for that. So that's just super important. The last thing is communication. That's huge. When you are feeling down and depressed, find someone to talk to. Again, I will list that suicide hotline for anybody who really does need it. But also, there's no shame whatsoever in finding a therapist or a good doctor, to help you out with your problems that you're going through right now. Sometimes we need help. We need somebody to vent to. We need to, get things off of our chest, whether you have a great friend to talk to or your husband or your wife, Yes, I say that you can't always be the complain, because then you're just going down that rabbit hole lane. But there's a fine line. If it's something that is really, really triggering you and really bothering you so deeply that it's affecting your sleep and your everyday life, talk about it. You have to get it off your chest. And again, there is nothing wrong with seeking medical attention, whether that is from a therapist or a psychiatrist. I'll be completely honest. I've been seeing a therapist myself for, I want to say, 2 years now, ever since I got sick. Yeah, it's helped out a lot, because it's just somebody to talk to. It's an extra set of ears. It's an outside party. It's completely private, and there's nothing to be ashamed of. We all get in those ruts. We all go through hard times in our lives where we just need a little bit of extra help. And they really can give you good advice, probably better advice than I'm giving you right now. This is just from my own experiences. Again, I'm not a doctor, but hopefully this does help you out in some way or another, and give you some ideas to just unwind, change the channel in your mind, find some distractions in your life, and maybe just enlighten you a little bit to realize that it can always be worse. And you know what? Maybe you don't have it as bad as you think you do. And it's just a good perspective to change in your mind. And once you do that, I'm telling you, you see the world in a completely different light. And I'm not all sunshine and rainbows all the time. Believe me, it's work every day. But yeah, you put in the time, you put in the effort, and you will reap the rewards. So I wish the best to everyone. I hope the rest of this year gets better. I really do. But again, if you need help, please feel free to reach out to somebody, or if you are in serious need and have clinical depression or any sort of bad thoughts, reach out to the suicide hotline. I cannot express that enough. It's very, very important. There's never a reason to take your own life. And I know this is some deep, heavy shit that we're talking about right now, but it's true. I would never, ever want somebody to feel like they have no way out. There's always something. There's always some way to deal with it and to talk to somebody. And yeah, this video is for everybody, whether it's you're dealing with just some anxiety and depression or just full-on clinical, feeling like there's just no way out and nobody's gonna understand you. That's not true. There is help for you, and there is people that will understand what you're going through. So I wish you all well. I really, really do. And I'm hoping that the rest of this year gets much better for everyone. And please come back again for the skincare video. I'm sorry, but I did feel this was much more important to get out there to everyone, especially with what I've been hearing and, you know, things in my own life as well, personal things. But yeah, so again, have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.